On the first video, I used direct connections to the connections of the machine, wait, in there. Now, if you remember from the last video, I built a new plug, so I inserted here the original female plug and I built a DIY male plug. Let me show it to you before I go further. So this is the DIY male plug. I connected all cables here, and on the other side of this cable I have this here, which is 10 pins, and each of these 10 pins correspond to one of these here 10 pins, which also correspond to these 10 pins here. And if you also remember last time, I used these buttons here to do direct connections. Now you can see them, direct connections to these pins here, which were connected inside the machine. Now that I got my relays, which are here, I will do the same, but it's instead of direct connection, I will use relays for this. We said also that for the functionality of this machine, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relays. Okay, 4 relays are for the basic functionality, plus 2 relays which are for record. This is for record, and the right side of this is also for record. So here I have the 4 main relays, and these are the relays that are used only for the record. So one is energized by play and the other is energized by record. And I built this thing here, which is autonomous, and all the functionality is already assembled around here and here, and I'm only gonna change this part here depending on which hardware I use. For example, later that I will use this Node MCU, I will put it here, I will put the buttons here, and the connections will be on pins of the Node MCU. Okay, so that will plug in here somewhere, and all the connections from that plug to the relays are already assembled. Here what I have is a DC converter, because I get the 27 volts coming from number 7 pin here. The number 7 pin, the violet, is here. This takes 27 volts from the machine, and they come here on number 7, which is from which side? Here is the violet, so it's somewhere 10, 9, 8, 7. It's this one here, and it comes from number 7. If you can see it here, it comes from number 7 to the in of this DC converter, and here is the minus. Okay, don't say anything because it's red, because I use whatever I had. And from the other side here I have the +5, which goes here on the plus rail, and the minus, which goes here on the minus rail. And all the rest connections, for example, 9 and 8 correspond to the first relay, 9 and 8. If you see here, 9 and 8 go and come here on 9 and 8. If you see, one input here has two cables because if you also see here, two cables from 8 go, one on this relay and one on this, and they both go to 1. That's why this relay here has two cables. And all the cables here are connected to pins here exactly according to this schematic here. Next, why do I have a pin here? This is a minus pin and I don't know, it's like free here. Okay, I will leave it here on the minus. Now, each pin on one side, each button on one side gets 5 volts from the supply rail, and the other side goes to the other part of the relay, which is to energize it. These relays now, they are configured to be energized with +5, also with plus voltage. So they are configured to be energized as high. There are connections here where you can configure the relays to be energized either as high or low. So if you make the signal pin to work, for the relay to work, when it is high or when it is low, I chose high because I just press the buttons and the buttons give voltage to the control pins and the control pins energize the relays. All this now, these are the 5 buttons that correspond to the 5 buttons of the machine here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are on the same series, whatever. Okay, so now I will connect the plug on each place here and I will make this work so that you see how it works. So that pin will go on the original female pin, which is here, and the other side, which is this one, and it's supposed to go, so the first pin, number 1 pin, is brown. I will just verify so that I don't put this the other way around. So the first pin is brown. Brown goes to this side, the first pin. So this must be plugged in like that. Mistakes on this can be fatal, so I'm paying too much attention on that. So here now we have a remote control that is controlled by relays, and let's see it in action. So the machine is now on. When I press a button, you will see the corresponding relay with a red LED, which means it activated. Look, can you see it? Okay, now it's activated. You see, this is stop. Did you notice that the relay was activated there? So fast forward, you can see it. It stop. Now I can press play and it just plays. This is the only cable I use for this. You see, all the other cables are not here. So this, that whole thing here could be considered a wired remote control. Okay. So if I press record, I don't know if you see the relay energizing there, and if I press this record and this play both together, then I have 3 relays that are energized, and now the machine is considered to be recording. Finished. Why do I have 3 relays? Because if I press record, this relay is energized, and the 2 relays for this button, one for this side and one for this, is also energized. So this is a simple wired controller for this machine, but working with relays. So no code, no controllers, no nothing. Simple connections and mechanical stuff. Fast rewind is like that. You can see the relays energizing when I press a button. When I press play, you see, 2 relays are energized. When I press stop, 1 relay. 1 relay when I press fast rewind, 1 relay fast forward, 1 relay for record, and if I press play at the same time, the machine is recording. This is a simple work for a wired remote controller. Of course, if I could make some designing, I could make this much better, but I just chose to have the functionality and not the looks, and that's why I made it. So, this kind of controller is finished and we know how to do it. I will proceed with more advanced stuff.